Welcome back to New Realities. I am here with my good friend Seth Leaf Pruzansky. Sorry, I'm here with Seth Leaf Pruzansky, and he has an incredible story. Actually, Seth, I wanted to say, and this is our take two here. I've known you a long time, and yes. I see a huge change in something that happened to you, and something that you went through. And I know it actually is. All of it is in this book, The Fight to Enlight, but you've had a hard time in life. I mean, you've been through the highs and the lows, and there's a lot for people to learn from your story. And Seth is actually here, not just on this program, but here in the world to wake people up to what's possible. I mean, what would you say your mission is now?
So just real quick, like I went to hell and back, and all the things that I went through should have made me bitter, angry, upset, but it had the opposite effect on me. After the initial impact of the trauma and the severity of the things that I experienced, I became more loving, I became more compassionate, and had deep empathy and true care for us as individuals and for us collectively as a species. So essentially what I do, I don't like to frame or categorize myself as a teacher because there is no hierarchy, but essentially I inspire people to shift their perception to identify innate intelligence, leave them.
Okay, so we're sorry for that interruption, little internet outage back and forth. But I liked what you were saying. You were saying that because you've been through the scope of the human drama, there's two ways to go. You can indulge in the misery, or you can say, maybe there's something more. And that's a harder path to do. It's much easier for people to indulge. Were you able, you've been on drugs, you had addiction. Right? You want to talk about that because that's probably the most intense part of your transformation.
Yeah.
So most people go, I mean, do you want to talk about how you got, I mean, it wasn't like a violent crime, but talk about that a little
marijuana. bit. I was involved with marijuana, just kind of like, it was something that was there for me as a kid. It's something that I identified with and felt like was a tremendous benefit to human well-being. Not that I have anything against it, I don't, but any kind of abuse now, I just recognize from their own potential. And I'm about potential. I know that every one of us has the ability to connect to something that is within us, that when we do will allow us to transcend the confines of all of it and empower the ability to truly live. So it happened for me in prison.
Wait, so you went to, you were selling marijuana.
Yeah.
You got caught or set up by a friend,
yes.
which is, that alone
yeah.
is awful. And then you found yourself in this jail.
The sum total of everything that I've been through, decades of physical illness, chronic illness, drug addiction, being severely bullied, which is kind of what the catalyst that started all up. Every unresolved thought, feeling, trauma, everything that was in me all came to a head when I was in prison. And it was like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with everything that I'm feeling while I'm in a place that I don't want to be, with people that I don't want to be around? It's just like, talk about back to the wall and feeling like you're cornered. And so I felt like I'm going to die, I'm going to break apart, I'm going, like, there's no way out of this, basically. Like, there's no way out.
I mean, you didn't really even commit a crime. Yeah, I mean, which wouldn't be a crime now. That was like, what, 10 years ago or something?
Yeah, 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
So that was like, you were in prison you didn't harm anybody. And so you found yourself in this very intense environment with like you said, your back to the wall.
Yeah.
What happened internally for you to use that opportunity? I guess it was, I mean, even though it didn't look to change, because you are a different person now. You used to be a little angrier, you used to, like be tense, and now you're just, you're at peace. You're welcoming. You welcome me and your friends into your beautiful home. It's like, so what was that moment of transformation? Just say it doesn't have to be that way. Tell us, because I think that's the most interesting.
So it's all of my past wanting to consume me and just bring me down. I made a choice in that moment. It's like, I am not going to allow my past to get the best of me. And even though I surrender, no matter what it takes, until something greater takes me by the hand, somehow knows possible.
So what was, okay, so you said, okay, I'm in this awful place with these not so nice people. What do you do? What's the actual practice? What did you, okay, you're going to just let it come. But
yes. So to get real technical, essentially it's this: I'm not gay. Okay. And being in prison for 3 years, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be having sex, and I'm not going to masturbate in the shower. I'm not going to just, like, that's what people do. Sorry to be so crude, but
that's okay.
That's
life.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what happens in there. So I made a decision. I'm like, what am I going to do with all of the energy that's just pulsing through me? And I didn't know anything. A lot of people are like, oh, that's Tantra. Oh, that's like that most internal aspect of it. And I just decided that I was going to start breathing to organ, and I just kept doing that all the time. We say, feeling energy just going.
I'm recording this as well, so we'll play this back and I'll cut out all that stuff. So you're saying the transmutation of the sexual energy.
So essentially the practice was that is
I'll edit this. So you lost, so you're saying you start to build up the energy over time, and what started to happen, and how did that change your attitude?
we know what an orgasm feels like. When it's just, when you have a
When did you, so you're in the prison, it's really rough. When did you start to, and then you're saying, okay, you have this sexual energy because people have that, which is human.
Yeah.
When did you start to notice a difference? But then how did it change your attitude? That's when did you, like, yeah.
It's
Actually, I'm going to continue this interview offline. And if you want to see the whole thing, I'll be posting that in the next day. So, but that's just a taste. Let's just say that's a promo to read this book, The Fight to Enlight by Seth Leaf Pruzansky. And it's a great read. It will change your attitude, your life, your way of being. So look for this New Realities interview coming up with Seth. Thanks, Seth. We're going to continue this, but let me just stop the stream. This is Alan Steinfeld for New Realities. Stay tuned for more New Realities specials. See you.